Should I try it and make sure you didn't muck it up?
This is the most greatest margarita of all time.
Most greatest.
Most. And if you smell what the mic is cooking, it was a margarita. Hey everyone,
Hi.
Welcome to the Revival Social Club. My name is Mike Stojic. That is Malia Christie. And then floating around in the ether, lost somewhere, is Dave. He'll be with us shortly. We don't know who's working the cameras, but I'm sure he'll be back.
Fine.
So today we're actually talking about the margarita, and you may know the margarita from the 1977 hit by Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville, and which is such a it's such a great song. Some people like it. I not so much. I think it's awful. But if you like it, great. You should listen to it all the time, 24/7.
No.
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 But so the reality is the margarita has a very extensive history, and then in 2004 it was actually described as the most popular mixed drink in America.
In America, yeah. So no effing way that Jimmy Buffett came up with that song. Came up with the song, yeah,
No,
but
he did
not
the
drink.
song, not the drink.
Not the drink. In fact, it's a Prohibition era Mexican-American creation. It's a play on the daisy, which originally was made with brandy, but daisy in Espanol is margarita.
Daisy. Oh, margarita, right.
Yes.
It is. And the fun thing is no one really knows where or who created the margarita, but one of the strongest claims for it is by a man named Francisco Morales. His friends call him Pancho, which is a pretty awesome name. And he is from Juarez, Chihuahua. Juarez, Chihuahua in Mexico. And he worked at a really cool bar called Tommy's Place in 1942, which is, from all accounts, is probably where the margarita came from.
Yes, there's different stories, but that's the one we liked the best.
And a lot of people like, not just us.
Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people.
We like it, but a lot of
people do. In fact, in Mexico, what is it? Notimex, I believe, is the most popular broadcast media there, and they're the ones who gave him claim for it. So, I mean, if they say so, then I'm rolling with it. And, you know, like Mike was saying, that a lot of people think Margaritaville, which, you know, was in the 70s, is when it really kind of came about. But in fact, from Prohibition all the way through now, it's popped up and it's been a popular drink forever. In fact, Jose Cuervo ad in 1945 said, "Margarita, it's more than just a girl's name," which I feel like whoever came up with that line, just pay him millions right now. That's so creative.
She won a, what is it?
What do you win for an ad? Who cares?
But whatever it was, she won it.
The first publication of it was in Esquire magazine in 1953, and they say, "She is from Mexico, señores. She is lovely to look at, exciting and provocative."
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so margarita was. And you know what else is exciting and provocative? Salt.
Salt.
Yeah, salt. Salt is very provocative. And, you know, depending on who you're talking to, different bartenders use salt in their margarita. Sometimes people like it, sometimes people don't. But the reality is the salt enhances the overall flavor of the cocktail. It adds a little depth, some complexity, maybe another dimension, like Dave floating around in the ether is another dimension. But it changes it. And one of the coolest things that salt does for you is that it stimulates those different flavor receptors located on your tongue, and it gives this mouth-watering effect to the drink. So it makes it very refreshing and just fun to drink because you get that tartness, mouth-watering ability from it.
There was probably someone smart too who was thinking salt makes you thirstier, and therefore they will order more.
And that's why we serve popcorn at the bar.
In fact, we do. Yes.
Because it makes you thirsty.
Like I said, there have been many variations on how the margarita is made because it originated from a classic back in the 30s. But the way we prefer to make it at our bar, Revival 1869, That's where we are right now, Mike.
Literally.
Literally,
Revival.
today. We do the one that's closest to the famous Dale DeGraff. I know him, by the way. I've met him.
Yeah, but does he know you?
That's debatable. I'll never forget it, though. Hey, Dale. But we do where they originally did 1 ounce of the orange liqueur or triple sec. We've cut that back to 1/4 of an ounce. And then as our garnish, we find it really fun, and it usually shocks people, but then they just love it, and they're like, why haven't I had it this way before? We use an orange slice that has cracked salt and black pepper on top. Try it, you'll love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just works really nice.
Yeah.
So,
I have an idea.
okay.
I'm tired. My body's weary. I always make all the cocktails. Why don't you make it today?
I can do that. That'd be fun. Yes, let's make it. I'm
Okay.
going to step in this time.
Let's do it.
And make a margarita for everyone. And since I'm making it, well, you can use any sort of Blanco tequila you like. Well, first of all, I guess we should say we recommend a Blanco tequila. Of course, you can use a Reposado or an Añejo. But really, at the end of the day, the world's yours, and you're not wrong for making it with whatever tequila you want. But I'm going to choose a Blanco, and not just any Blanco. I'm using Teremana. And if you know anything about Teremana, this is the rocks tequila. The freaking rock. It's tequila. Which, how awesome is that? So if you smell what the rock is cooking, it's been tequila this whole time, and we never knew that.
He's a fan.
We didn't know that, but he's been working on tequila for a long time. So we're going to use some Teremana as our tequila for our, I don't know, you want to walk me through it? What do we do here?
Well,
what are we doing here? It's
we're
an ounce and a
going
half?
to do an ounce and a half.
Cool.
Using our illustrious bar fly tools. We're going to do an ounce and a half of tequila.
Nice. Got that in there.
There we are.
All right, what's next?
And then we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of orange liqueur. We're using triple sec here, but if you want to snazz it up and use some Cointreau or Grand Marnier and fancy it up, that sounds good too.
No wrong way to do that either.
Absolutely. And
Next.
we're going to do 1/4 of an ounce of agave syrup. When you're bartending, you want to do mix a little water with your agave. You don't want it to be the straight syrup. So you're going to do in your bottle or whatever your container is, we're going to do about 1/3 agave to 2/3 water.
Cool, what's next?
And then fresh squeezed lime juice.
Oh, I got to squeeze the lime.
I feel like The Rock would just
He would,
Hand
but I'm
crush
not. I'm not that guy anymore. I used to be. Now I'm a broken down old man. Just had a birthday.
just had a birthday yesterday.
Sure did. Big 39, not 40. So how much lime juice are we using here?
We're going to want to do 3/4 of an ounce of
Nice.
fresh,
Whoop, there was the trash
crushed,
right there.
squeezed, demolished lime juice.
Yep. Of course, I'm using my Barfly juicer.
Absolutely. And you're doing it the right way.
Of course, I do everything the right way because I'm that awesome. 3/4. In the bin it goes.
There you go.
Next.
We're going to want to fill the tins
With what?
with ice.
Fresh, clean ice.
Fresh, clean ice.
Cool. Let's
As
do
I
that.
always say.
Fresh, clean ice.
And he's going to give it a good shake for about 20 seconds. The Frozen Margarita, which is the way you may prefer it or get it in some restaurants, that one was invented in 1947.
A little bit of that, huh?
A little bit. But the actual machine that was made, that was dedicated to making frozen margaritas, that was from 1971. And if you visit the Smithsonian, you'll actually find it there. Apparently, it's a big piece of American history.
Yeah, it's really neat.
The Mexican
The very
American
first
margarita.
ever.
Strain it.
Strain it. Double strain, or should we just single strain?
Double strain
We're gonna double
into
strain.
an old-fashioned or rocks glass. Take your time, guy.
I shook it too hard, and now I made a frozen margarita. I was channeling The Rock.
Yeah, you are.
I really went after it.
All right. Well, you're gonna put a hefty scoop of the rocks, aka ice,
The Rocks.
into your glass,
Nice.
and that's when you're gonna want to top it with your sliced orange that you've put some fresh cracked salt and pepper on. blows people's minds.
Every single time.
Precision, look at that.
Always. Cracked sea salt, a little cracked pepper.
And Ariba. We have the classic margarita.
There it is.
Should I try it and make sure you didn't muck it up?
This is the most greatest margarita of all time.
Most greatest.
Most. And if you smell what the mic is cooking, it was a margarita.
That'll do.
That'll do.
There we are. Margarita.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for the margarita episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing below. It really helps us out, and we absolutely appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
And then check us out online at revival1869.com. You'll find all kinds of cool links for different recipes. You'll even see our online store where we're selling different barfly tools and our house-made syrups.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that real quick, Maria, because we made an interesting spin-off.
We did. With a lot of our cocktail syrups you can purchase, you can make these drinks that we're creating for you and showing you how to create, and then create a little spin on it. Today we did a lavender lemon margarita. It's pretty to look at. What did he say? Like she's lovely to look at, exciting, and provocative.
With our lemon or lavender. So if you want to do just a fun twist on some of our, original cocktails, you get some of our syrups, and
Please do.
yeah, you play around with them and have a good time. Yes. But you can find those again at revival1869.com at our online store. There's a link below, and then also check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Where we're Revival1869 and Revival Syrups if you're looking for the different recipes.
Sure.
Other than that, do you have anything else?
Ole!
I guess that's it. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next time. Bye.